welcome into Benny Bikes. We are finally back in action. We are going to be exploring today. We're in like Paradise, Las Vegas, on the edge of Green Valley. We'll probably be in a little bit of both today. But if you're new to what we do, is we just kind of explore parts of Las Vegas out on the e-bike, and then we'll hide little treasures that were 3D printed throughout the week behind a bag or under a rock or wherever it might be. So let's get across Eastern here, and we'll get behind this shopping center. I think the path picked back up. This intersection though on Eastern, they'll get you across this main part here. But if you want to fight the people getting on the freeway, that's on you, buddy. All right, we made it across here. We're gonna go down here on the 215 Beltway Trail, and then we're gonna head that way. You know, there's like a little park over here. So on my last video, I caught a flat tire maybe a mile before my truck, or a half mile before where I unloaded it at. And then I got a inner tube for it, put it on there. But then when I was going to put the nut back onto my wheel, the threads are all gunked up. They wouldn't go on. So I had to order like a thread fixer-upper deal. So that took me away from making a video out this weekend. But I guess it turns out this week is spring break, so let's get out here. I got it fixed yesterday. It was a little bit windy. I guess I should have like a backup bike for if something ever happens to this one, but the problem is this one's like $2,700. But to give you an idea what we're talking about here, let me reach into my bag of tricks and pull out our first treasure. Now, some people might call this a not so valuable treasure hunt. I call it that. And some people wouldn't want to go out for a hunt unless there's cash involved out here, you know. People ask me, do I put money in this? No. You know, it's just for fun. But you see this first trash can here, right? I don't see anybody around. What if, you know, we went up by this tree up here. Okay. Slapper and Park. I got for you. If you got trypophobia, something like that, you might want to look away. These little spiky things might get you. This is like a bluish, green, changey type of deal, you know. Something to fiddle with. Don't poke your finger now. I don't want you getting a little poke. So we're gonna stick it, you know, right. The rocks are kind of big, so we can kind of just hide them there. Put a little deal there. Put a little rock there. I made that for you. Let me know if you found it. I brought a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure what I'll get out, but I'm gonna have to get rid of this one soon. Or be careful, because these are real fragile. You know what I mean? This will kind of hang on the wall. I'm not sure what it is, like a skull fishy, mohawky type of thing. But it came out really neat. If you got a 3D printer and you want to print that, let me know, and I can tell you where the file is so you can download it yourself. Let's get a little further down this path here. Let's give you something to do on spring break if you got someone to have to entertain, or you want to get out the house before the heat wave's coming. Did you hear about that? Jeez. What was that, March? And they're talking about 100 degrees already? Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I specifically moved back to Vegas here in the winter to ease me back into the summer stuff, right? Turns out to be one of the warmest winters, you know, for a long time now. Kind of like this desert over here. And then also, they got summer's trying to start, you know, a month early. It's crazy, crazy talk. But that's what we signed up for out here. Hello. Looks like lots of good little hiding spaces out here. Ooh. Yep, Let's get a little further along though. Put stuff behind this shopping center before. That's another thing that's happened recently, not recently, but as these days have been progressing. I usually will load up in my truck load my bike up, and then I'll drive to a corner of town and just kind of explore that area and then load back up. But, gas prices are sort of through the roof. What if we went back to that neighborhood? I might have to turn around. So I'm, for the next couple of times, just going to be, going out from my neighborhood in every direction. So, let's go to the end first. So we'll kind of be in the south-ish, central-ish, Green Valley-ish area for my next few days. And then once the prices come back down, if they do, we'll get out to further out areas. Because I'll usually go where someone might say, hey, you should come over here, then I'll go over there. While we're over here though, I made you this little guy. Let's see, where could we put him? Yeah, right up there by that light pole. This guy kind of sits on a ledge. He's got a little eyeball. So this, ooh, I need one that's kind of shaded though. We're getting to the time of the year where the sun will be able to affect the prints that we have. It could kind of warp it. So if you grab something like this, don't leave it in your car because it will get deformed. Especially if it's thin, like this Garfield I got. So, okay, I see a shaded one up here. Looks like it'll be mostly shaded throughout the day. You'll come get it tomorrow, right? No, today. Yeah. So let's put this guy right here. Put this guy here. I'm talking kind of quiet because there's a house right there. Put his eyeball. See that? Got a little green eyeball. Well, we'll put it right over here for you. How about the back side of this pole? Alright. See him back there? Come save him. Okay, now you got the cute little eyeball guy. Alright. Let's dip into this neighborhood here. Get across here. I'm kind of scared now because I got a flat. I never had a flat before. I put this stuff called flat out in my tire. It's supposed to take care of any kind of little punctures, but picked up a big nail and it said, nope. That's as much as I'm doing. I got another one of those things with the eyeball. I really liked how they came out, but they were a pain in the neck to print out. For some reason, they just didn't want to stick to the bed and cooperate. So, enough of that technical talk. It's a nice neighborhood, man. Shit. There's all customs over here. See any for sale? Well, know how much they cost, huh? Wouldn't mind something like that, 3 garages and a big garage on the side for a workshop. Ione. I think that's where the park is that we're trying to get to. All right, let's go back. Ivanpah. Oh, maybe this is where we're trying to get to. Yeah, that's a park, sure. Not sure what this park is called yet. We got here a little skate park. Cactus Run Park. That's where we're at, but I don't know if we can get anything out here. There's a bunch of people around. Jessup. Empty lot. Just want to take a look at some of these houses before I take off out of here. Not bad. Oh, okay. Okay, this one's a little older next to it. It is for sale. Any guesses? Looks like it's built in the 80s. Probably the only one out here for a long time. You say that's gonna run you $650. Price? Okay. The other way here. This one's not too bad over here, huh? Oh, or that one. Wow. Now we're into the millions. Ooh, but we got a little parky area over here. Sure don't get hit by a dump truck. Let's go over here. I feel like my back tire needs a little more air. Not good. Sure you might need a little trim. It's just a little walking path, I guess. We're gonna sneak something out here as soon as I find the perfect spot. Maybe back in this corner here. Behind this deadish looking tree, what do you think? Yeah, we could find something here. Made this for you. It's kind of along the same lines as that ball thing, but it's a skull. And I was printing this out. I was doing it in copper, and then I ran out of that material. Closest thing I had was this rose gold, but it don't look too bad, you know. Kind of neat. Anyways, I'm gonna stick this little fella right in here under this brush, kind of. Let's just go, you know, just kind of watch yourself. I'm gonna stick them just towards the back there, because people don't walk on this side. Come to this corner and then round it off, so we don't gotta hide it too well. Just be careful, don't poke your eyes out. All right, now you know where the skull thingy's at. Got a real cool bird with me too. So I'd like to find a good home for the bird and a good home for that skull thing. I wanted to keep that one that's got the mohawk, but someone told me you wanted it, so you can have it. Maybe I'll make another one. I think we can get back to the path, which would be on that side of the park. I kind of want to see what's up here first. Looks like this trail may be dead ending, or sidewalk I should say. But let's follow this road around, because those houses look cool over there and I want to see them. Okay. Hello. Oh, it looks like our path picks up right here. They just didn't want to extend around the curve. A tree that could use some trimming. I'm not sure where this is going. Just an elevated path, I guess. We get to look down on everybody. Oh man, can we fit through here? Oh. Ugh. Everything's blooming. Oh, I should have took my allergy medicine. Why didn't you remind me? So I'm gonna go around this way a little bit. I don't know where I'm going. I just know about where I was trying to get to. But couldn't we put something over here, just, you know, since we're here? There I go again, begging for another nail in my tire. So these barriers look like a good coverage. We could put something little in there, right? Let's check our bag. There is coming up, okay? How about a dinosaur egg? They don't always have to be from a chicken or something. Dinosaurs lay eggs too, okay? We're gonna pretend we're sightseeing, because there's some bikers over there. And we don't want them coming to get your dinosaur egg before you. Now this doesn't open. There's not $1 million in there. I just broke a scale off, okay? It's not the greatest thing. But it is a dinosaur egg that not a lot of people have. So we're just gonna stick it right next to this big sack of money. You can have that. I'm gonna leave it for you. All right, now you know where the dinosaur egg is, right here. Belmont in Manhattan. We can continue to our quest across the other side of St. Rose here. And that should put us closer to the Green Valley side of the world. But we're gonna maybe try to hit up an air station on the way. Let's see. Our way across St. Rose, hit the air station, and then get back to the path, okay? Now, does it have an air station? Does the air station work? With the kind of luck I'd be rolling with, no on both. One day that's all gonna turn around. Well, it sounds like it's going right now. We get free air? Oh my God. Did that shit just change right now? Turn that bike off so we don't cut our fingers off. See that? Just gotta manifest this shit. See what needed our luck turned around? Probably wouldn't even have an air station or work, and it was working. No money. Someone must have just took off. Haha. I feel like we got air in there, but it didn't have a gauge, so let's get to that path that we're talking about. Okay, I think I made a wrong turn, and we want to go across that street. Okay. Scared the crap out of me. Hit my pedal on the curb. All right. Let's find that bird a home. We're gonna set this bird free, okay? Until you find him, but you know, he'd rather be in a loving home. But he said he just wanted a little freedom first. So that's what we're gonna do. I think this will bring us all the way to like the Lee's Forum, which we've been to before. Okay, here's a little park right here. Think about that. The cottages. Like branches off into nice houses here. Okay. But what if we went down this part that nobody goes down? Okay. And what if we went in the back of this rosemary bush? Oh, no, what about this one back here? It's even better. Let me get into my bag here before this beauty here. Okay, kind of flies around. It's got eyeballs. Don't pop them in your mouth. Don't give it to your kid. It's just a novelty, just to look at. You know what I mean? Put it on a shelf. It'll stand up if you put them like this. We're gonna stick them right behind this bush here for you to come find. I made this for you, and I want you to have it. Let me know. Let me know if you came and found that guy. That took about 8 hours to print out. I'm gonna stick them further in that bush so you don't just see them, you know what I mean? Or someone cleaning the park doesn't throw them away, you know what I mean? I don't know who would do that. He's a wonderful bird. Okay, there you go. All right, for my last trick, the skull with the mohawk. Okay, I made it out of there just before the lady came around the corner. I know the trail goes that way, but let's peek in this neighborhood. Looks like they're all gated, so We don't want to go in those. But maybe there's another park up here somewhere. Carnegie. Green Valley Ranch. Look at that. We made it to Green Valley. It looks like a church on one side, school on the other. Neither one of them a great place for a scary skull. So, let's keep it pushing. Bob Miller. I guess that's a school over here that we're not going to. Let's keep going around and see if we can find something. I got a bonus item I forgot about. I got another robot ant. I put one of these in another video, a different color. But this one's purpley to blue. So let's slap him right out here. Yeah, this is the path we're gonna come down, so we'll just kind of head back towards the pad. But let's put this little guy out here. Let's go over here. What if we went right here? Check out, really neat color. Purple to blue. Is he a robot? Is he a bee? Why do I keep saying an ant? He's a bee. He moves. These might pop out. You know what I mean? Again, don't give it to the kids alone. It's just a neat little guy here. I'm gonna stick on right here under the rosemary. I'm gonna put some pine straws right on top of them. Now, be careful, because those pine straws are a little dry and you don't want to prick your finger. Maybe wear some gloves or something. I don't know. I just don't want them to be seen by someone walking by. That school we just drove by is right there, by the way. Another 5 hours of my life, by the way. Print one of those out and then the wings print separate. But he's right in there, you know what I mean? You'll see a little ball of goo. Not goo, but a little ball of pine straw. Get back out to the path here. And let's see what else. Okay. Got some moon space rocks out here. Red rocks? Lava rocks, right? Was that volcanoes? Yeah. Lava? Nice and lightweight. I did landscaping for some time in my life and shoveled many kinds of different rocks, and these were the lightest. Nice and airy. But they kind of phase these out. A lot of people don't get these anymore. This must be an older neighborhood. But they got a nice red color. Alright, we're going to hope that our skull friend didn't break any of his spikes off. Okay, yep. This is familiar, right? Remember, we hid right up here. We're just here. Now, don't come and grab all these things if you're in this area. You know what I mean? Save some fun for somebody else. We'll try to get out again before this heat wave. If you're coming to Vegas for St. Patty's Day, you are not in for a treat. It is going to be a scorcher for this time of year, especially if you're from the Midwest or East Coast or anywhere north. It is going to be almost 100 degrees. But like we like to say, it's a dry heat, because fuck that humidity. I mean, forget that humidity. That was the worst thing when I lived out in Tennessee. Humidity, not awesome. I love the desert. So we're right back at that park. We're gonna go across this bridge up here if we can. Figure out how to do that. You know what we probably gotta do is get to the other side of this park here. And then there's probably a path over there that connects to it. Oh, yeah, I see a guy zooming around on something. Or do we want to head up St. Rose a little on this path? I don't know. Oh man, did we miss it again? Let's go up this a little bit. See if we can't find somewhere, you know, off to the side here that this skull might want to live until you grab him. You're gonna have to grab him before this heat comes, because like I said, you can't leave this in a car or anything like that. This is an indoor type of unit, and it will kind of, you know, like almost melt, because this is made from, you know, pretty much you melt a bunch of plastic together in a form, not in a form, but, you know, layer by layer. So once it gets to that hot point, it doesn't want to stay in its form. That's why I originally got into 3D printing, so I can remake car parts that they don't make anymore. But I kind of slowly found out that the stuff you can print with easily won't hand up, you know, it won't stand up to this heat out here. So, but what if? See that little thing that goes in down there? Let's take a look in there. So I just started making a bunch of, you know, indoor decorations and stuff. I make some stuff for my car, but my idea was I was going to sell things that they do not make anymore. And those dreams were shattered. I got stuff that can hold up to it, but it's like toxic. So I dove down that rabbit hole a little bit, but and the other thing is 3D scanners aren't quite affordable, where you can scan a part, how they make it look on whatever, if you're into that kind of thing, and you can just print it out. No, there's a lot involved. So enough of that. Check this out. Make sure there's no one living over here. Like an office building here, St. Rose Executive Suites. It's a nice place to put something. But we don't want those people in the office looking. So what if... I don't know. I feel like something might be around here. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put something here, but not that skull. Anybody a fan of Garfield? This came out kind of neat. Took this from just a picture on the internet, ran it through a program, and put these colors in, and came out pretty perfect. Let me stick them right over here. You see these? There's a bunch of trash around here, but there's not a trash can near enough to pick it all up. So we'll just kind of stick this guy right there in that bush before that pillar. Now you know where Garfield's at. I made this for you. This is my most prized possession. You can hang it on a wall or whatever you want to do with it. Just be careful with these. They'll snap right off if you drop it or give it to a child. See if we can hide it right over here. We're at Henry Prendez Park. I'm thinking, only place there's not people. I might be able to just sneak it in right over here. Look at that gold color. Look at that mohawk. Oh man. You sure you want to give this away? quiet. And I'm gonna bury this so no one sees it, okay? Let me know if you got this, please. If not, I'm coming back to get it. I don't live too far. You can actually have a buried treasure. Is the tip of his mohawk sticking out barely right there? We'll put a B right here. That way you know it's right there. Don't step on it. Alright, so if you like this video, gently tap the like button. A lot of people like you to smash it, but I don't want you to break it because I need that to keep going. You know what I'm saying? It gives me fuel to make the next video. And when that is, I'm not quite sure yet. Has to do with weather, free time, and making sure nothing else goes wrong. But hey, in this video, our luck changed right around. So you saw it. You saw it at the air pump there. We just had to manifest it. So if you want to see where the next one's going to be, and like I said, I used to just put them out on Fridays or Saturdays, but you know, then a wrench got thrown in my stuff, and you might not ever see me again if you don't subscribe. You could try that, or a bell. You could even hype it. I don't know, and then it'll probably show you me once again for another adventure here in Las Vegas. I put a lot of treasure out, but I think that's the first one I really buried. I put leaves on top of stuff, but anyway, catch me on the next one. Toodaloo.